Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Running, running, no. Keep running.
I can say one thing though, it is good to finally be back. Oda took a long break for had a procedure on his eyes. I'm glad he came through with a banger. Like, we seen how far Kuzan could go because of with the help of Garp. And the fight between Garp and Kuzan is more emotional, more than just a random fight. We see that actually Kuzan was the apprentice of Garp. So this chapter is called Battleship Bash because of the training that Kuzan went through with Garp. Actually, them punching the battleships with no hockey involved or no devil fruit involved right now. Even when we first seen Kuzan start doing this training with Garp, he could not even utilize hockey. So we see how far he came with the strength of Garp, and we see how Kobe and Himebo, how far they came with the strength and the teachings of Garp. And this little training is definitely difficult because of you cannot use the devil fruit, because you cannot use your hockey, even though, like I said before, Kuzan can't even use hockey at this time when he was going through the ranks of being a Navy ship officer and coming forth to not finally being an admiral. Garp helped them along the way. His strength comes directly from Garp. And around this time, when Luffy was coming about the Pirate King, even when, Dragon first started being revolutionary, Kuzan was training with Garp. And how far Kuzan has come, right? He's not an admiral anymore because of the fight with Akainu. We can say when he was with the other Marines, he was training with Garp for a while. And to get back on the first beginning of the chapter, we had to see that brand new explain something, right? Kuzan was not the person to actually be born with talent. He rose through the ranks and training. And his training with Garp rose him to be an admiral and the person who he is now. Like I said before, some people are born with talent. People like Neji or Naruto, right? Like, Naruto wasn't born with talent. Kuzan was not born with talent. He worked hard to get the strength that he have right now through the teachings of Garp. We move on to Full of Lead Island, a pirate paradise island. We seen Sand and Wolf actually being punched into the ocean, and we know that Garp did that. But the most entertaining thing to me is when Vasco shot unleashed a fireball towards Garp, and Garp used scapegoats, actually the pirates, as a scapegoat, right? And he named the attack the same time as he used the pirates to block the fireball from Vasco. And then he continues to do the same thing. So now he's calling the attack pirate fireball. So he's just throwing these pirates around and they're lit on fire from Vasco's shot, right? And then you see Bizarro saying, ow, that's too hot. So in my mind, I'm thinking that this island fruit that Bizarro has, he also can get damaged because he's entwined with the island itself. So it hurts him, right? That Garp is throwing around these pirates and they're landing on the ground and they're full of fire. And he's saying, ow, ow, that's hot in these panels. So that is one thing I can say that's Bizarro weakness. He's this huge, he's infused with the island and his domain is huge, where anything that will hurt the ground will actually hurt him. And you have to understand something. This is a pirate paradise. This is Full of Lead. This is Teach's Island. And the pirates just keep on coming and coming. And you see how strong Garp is. Like, we know how strong a prime Garp was on God Valley Island. Like, he did his thing with him and Roger, right? Just to withstand the Rock's pirates. But we see as an old Garp, and like he's holding his own, but he's also damaged, and you have so many pirates coming through. And at the end of this chapter, we see that he's still trying to carry on. And this is why Oda is trying to do one thing. He's trying to nerf these superpower older people. Even though they're old, they're superpowered, they're still strong. But we have to give pathways to the new generation of pirates and admirals and officers and like people that work for the Marines. You have to give them some road their flowers also, because Oda is trying to power scale. Oda power scale is kind of bad and it's inconsistent, but at the same time, he's doing the right thing. We said these older people, the generation is changing. Kaido and Big Mom got taken down by these newfound Yonko power level of pirates, and like Eustace, Law, Luffy. So like he's doing the right thing, but I hate to see this with Garp, right? These young up and coming pirates are strong also, and the times are changing. And I feel like this is one insight with Garp. Yes, he is old, and that's the reason why he can't also compete with these pirates. But at the same time, these pirates are strong. And I mean, Commodore teaches battleship people, his captains, they are strong. And these older generations got to understand that they have to respect one another. Like Rayleigh even said at the end with Blackbeard leaving Amazing Lily, like, I don't know, Blackbeard's kind of strong and I'm not like who I used to be. So I cannot get mad. At the end of the day, this is my argument. I cannot get mad that somebody like Garp is having a difficult time because of his age, right? I'm only saying it because of his age why he's having a difficult time. I'm pretty sure in his prime he would have mopped the floor with Shiryu, Vasco Shot, and maybe even Bizarro, right? But as time progresses, we cannot get mad as One Piece watchers to see stuff like this right here because of things are not the same. And a side note from observation hockey, it seems like as time goes away, these people like Whitebeard, right, Garp, their observation hockey is not what it used to be. Like, I'm pretty sure Garp is like known for having amazing hockey, and we seen how Shiryu, somebody like Shiryu, can sneak up on him with his invisible fruit, even though Garp is I'm pretty sure training observation hockey. And it's like, it's observation hockey wither away as age progresses. So I want to see Oda clarify that. We've seen that with Whitebeard and really hurt, right? And now we've seen it with Garp. How come that observation hockey is not working like it should be? Is it because of their age? Or can it be they cannot use armament and observation hockey at the same time? I don't know. I hope Oda clarified that as time progresses. But we have to move on to the chapter. So as Garp is fighting these pirates, a call came in that all the captains and all the sailors, even the injured, they all escaped. They're on the ship now. So that's something that we says, okay, that's 100% victory for Garp and his party. But we see some of the Marines like Hibaru, they really got shooken up with the battle with Kuzan. And we see they're trying to thaw out Hibaru because of the contact she had with Kuzan. So I can say Kuzan actually did a few numbers on his previous co-workers also. So I can see on the next panel, Kuzan is a bit damaged. I don't know if that's from his fellow co-workers or all from Garp, but he's been through it. But during this fight, I'm actually trying to fill out Kuzan. Is Kuzan actually fighting Garp to see exactly where he's at with the power of Garp? Or is he just actually, or is it deeper than that, right? Because like I said before, they train together. I can't say Garp trained Kuzan, right? And the things they went through together in life as Kuzan was in the Marines is something to a whole other level of friendship. So Kuzan maybe is doing this for a reason, right? Maybe he's not much for Blackbeard, but for himself, to see where his attack power is right now, because we already know Kuzan want revenge on Akainu. So if he thinks that he can beat Garp right now, maybe he can beat Akainu, the real enemy of Kuzan. I can say one thing though. You have to give your flowers to Kuzan to push Garp this far. We know he's an older Garp, but he pushed Garp this far. And to understand the hockey and how Devil Fruit works, we know that hockey reigns supreme over Devil Fruits, and Kuzan can utilize both of these aspects. Now, I can say one thing. It is so naive for Kobe to get in the midst of this stuff. Like, he is all for the people to be naive to the point where you know that something is wrong. Something is wrong over there, Kobe. Why would you get yourself involved with something like this? And to see that Garp took a clean knife on the lower of his stomach, and it only remind me of Whitebeard. And like I said previously in this video, like, where's the observation hockey? We know that Devil Fruit is amazing that Shiryu have, that invisible fruit. We know that, but does it also hide your presence? Can it be that observation hockey would not pick up this invisible fruit? That could also be one thing. But to see somebody as strong as Garp been through this, it only represents his age. So like I said, just chill with it. It only represents his age. Garp is like the prime man, the prime suspect, the number one hero, a Marine for it, right? So just understand one thing. He's older, and we have to understand these young up-and-coming pirates are strong, and we have to get a competition with each other for there can be a battle to the point where, like, we don't know who might win, them or us. So I'm okay with it. It's just the naive of Kobe still with his rank, with the person that he is. He's the next up-and-coming Marine hero. Like, I didn't like that part, but I feel that that's not gonna be what breaks the camel's back with Garp. I think that Garp has something up his sleeve where he will have to understand and go back to Akainu and be like, hey, man, Akainu, these guys are strong. We need to do everything we need because Commodore Teach's crew is strong, and I'm not like how I used to be, right? So I'm pretty sure that Garp on his side gonna need stronger people alongside of him when things comes push to shove, like coming to full of lead. He needed more stronger people because after Garp saying, once I said go, head for the shore, we was talking to Kobe and Mebo, like he understood like these guys cannot do nothing with Kuzan. Vice versa with vice versa with Kuzan. The people that alongside Kuzan cannot do nothing with Garp. So they both know each other's strength. And at the same time, we've seen how Garp actually took down Shiryu. But Shiryu kind of got back up. Yes, it seemed like the punch was powerful. But Shiryu got right back up after taking a direct hit from Garp. And we see that Shiryu is a strong person, right? He's very strong. He's a great asset to teach. But to see that Garp could not really take him out with an amazing Ryu Haki, we know that Garp is almost at his limits. Like, that should have been a direct hit where Shiryu should not have gotten up. And Oda never fails because Oda always picked Kobe in his vulnerable state, where when he's around strong people, we see that Kobe still has a lot to learn, right? He cannot exceed Garp because of the power that he has right now. He still has a long way to go. But even Kuzan said it. Even though Shiryu had a great strike on Garp, listen, bro, he's still at top-notch level. The people cannot even beat him right now because of his power, because how strong Garp is right now, and he still got a critical hit through his stomach with Shiryu. They still don't stand a chance. Like, Kuzan knows Garp, right? And then you see the next panels where you see the interaction between Garp and Kuzan actually begging Garp, like, I learned from the best already instructors, like, you need to teach me. And, Garp kind of gave in to Kuzan because, Garp seen how strong Kuzan was becoming. And there's nothing wrong with that. You have to train the up-and-coming Marines because of how these strong pirates are coming together now. They're Whitebeard, Kaido, right? Big Mom. Those are pirates that are coming through now. So, of course, Garp would do his rights to train the up-and-coming Marine heroes, right? So, nothing wrong with that. But to see how Kazan's going hard on Garp, right, is going too strict on Garp to see his power level, how strong he is right now through Garp, it's a sight to see. Garp is not playing with Kuzan, I don't think so, right? Garp is going to have to go full out if you want to see Kobe and Himebo and the rest of the sword people stay alive. Because during this chapter, we see that what Pizarro is doing. Pizarro's trying to have no one go home alive. But the impact that Garp and Kuzan share punches together, I don't know if Kuzan had Conqueror's Haki, but I well know that Garp has Conqueror's Haki, bro. Like, maybe that was a clash between Garp and Kuzan, Conqueror's Haki, fists clashing, hitting each other. And we seen that Kuzan went to the right and Garp went to the left. Like, their punches was matched, right? And we're seeing that Garp is basically telling Kobe, just chill. The good justice will prevail. But listen, man, Pizarro, like I said, is not trying to have anybody go home. Pizarro is tired of Blackbeard being in the newspaper. Blackbeard this, Blackbeard's that, bro. It's like, he's basically saying, like, Commodore teaches commanders, lieutenants, like, we want to show what we can do in a newspaper. This is what newspaper is going to see, going to share. This is going to be all over tabloids. This is going to be everywhere. Big News More is going to post this, right? The people tried to come retrieve the hero Kobe and got demolished, right, by Commodore Teacher's lieutenants. That's what Bizarro want to see. He's all about that. And this amazing panel of Bizarro actually bringing his arm out, trying to destroy Garp's ship. His legs and arms is like stretching out of the island. He's actually becoming one with the island. I want to know, is he able to be up? Like, is he able to actually transform himself and get up on all, like, arms and legs and be like a huge island walking man? That's what I want to see. It does factor in how long this island is, stretches from the bottom surface, right, of the ocean. But just to see this, an amazing transformation of Bizarro and utilizing his devil fruit is one to see. Like, this was an amazing panel to see actually his arm stretching like you know how Pika was on Dressrosa? Like, this is one of the most OP devil fruits ever, but at great cost. He's injury prone, because if you hurt this island, you are hurting him. And that goes to see how far his pain scale can be with Bizarro. That's the only bad thing that comes from this devil fruit. I don't know what Garp got up his sleeve. I don't know who's coming behind Garp, if Sengoku and more of the Swords Division is coming. But it seemed like Garp is telling Kobe, just chill out. Like I said, just chill. Justice will prevail. We gotta see what's going on with next chapter. We not on break next chapter. Hopefully we get a next chapter of this settings. Hopefully we don't go back to actually with Luffy, you know, on Egghead. I want to see the result of what's going on with this right here, with this battle between Garp and Sword versus for the lead pirates and Common Teachers Lieutenants. But it was an amazing chapter. Thanks for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe to get more of me and more One Piece content. I'm Monkey the Shiver. Peace out.